All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. The book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This one's entitled Black People Are America's Lab Rat. I'm gonna talk about us collectively, us and men, women, and children. Okay. We have this phrase, if white folks got a cold, black folks got the flu, right? Because in America, you got to X out the Native American population because they're really not integrated into the American society, right? So what winds up happening is we are the people used for all the worst aspects of America. And then all these other groups, when it's happening to us, they want to give us the, it's not that bad, pull yourself up by your bootstraps speech. And then we turn around and tell them, just happened to us. It's coming your way, right? And they, we're better than that. We're better than you people. And then it happens to them. And then they turn right into the people, you shouldn't be. They start whining. They start protesting. They start having the victim mentality. They start doing everything they told us that we shouldn't be doing, and we need to stop being so soft. They become uber. They become hyper soft when it happens to them. So, because I said, we are lab rats. We're like the barometer for this stuff. The family situation between, men and women. When guys are talking about MGTOW and feminism, we were the lab rats for feminism and MGTOW. And people don't really pay attention to it historically because we talk about this rift happening during the civil rights movement. Other people of other groups are just getting into it in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? They publicly saying, yo, this ain't what's up, that's why the MGTOW thing seems to be new. But like I've said before, and a lot of brothers have said before, MGTOW is nothing but an offshoot of what black men have been doing for years, but it affects the family, right? And now these other communities are about to start feeling the effects of having single parent households be the model for the collapse of society, and the government's gonna pay for this too, believe me, So all of the people who felt like welfare queens and welfare benefits and victim mentality and these kids not knowing nothing, this is your communities now, the fact, and some of you aren't even, y'all got so soft about it, y'all not even having kids no more. Y'all like, forget this, we don't even want to have children, we don't want to go, we don't want to be around nothing, we give up, because we're the lab rats. Y'all see what it did to us and y'all don't want to go through that, so y'all opt out. And some groups, and the irony of this is when it happens to us and we're like the canaries in the mine for this stuff, a lot of the vast majority of what happens with non-black people is they really drunk the Kool-Aid and thought they were like a better group of people. And they don't make preparations for this not to happen to them. They actually get hit worse, harder than us, because we start to expect the BS from this country. They just sit there, it's not going to be me. Right. Same thing with, and what I mean by that is, look at Philadelphia. Super Bowl, riots, burning the city down, all that other stuff. People act like this is the first time we've seen a majority of white people rioting for something that was nonsensical. This ain't the first Super Bowl riot. They did it in Denver too when the Broncos won. They did it for pumpkins, man. They did it in Penn State, and I think they did it in Michigan State. I think they did it in Canada when one of the teams won a hockey thing too. Like, they did it in Huntington Beach. I didn't even bring up Charlottesville. You see what I'm saying? Like, that kind of thing. But let's get on with it. When it comes to the children, this is, we knew that the schools, the educational system was set up to prop up the girls and beat down the boys because black boys was at the bottom of the list. We still at the bottom of the list. And so when people have these numbers of, more girls graduate college than boys, no, we knew this already, because the teachers made it so that they demonized boys for being boys. Being a boy was toxic masculinity in the school. Being energetic, being smart, sitting in the desk doing this kind of stuff, raising your hand because you wanted to answer. That was evil. You know what I'm saying? If you were a little bit more calm and subdued and cool, and you could just do it in a mannerable way, that was deemed as more toxic because now they felt like you were empowered and you knew who you were. So they really threw you under the bus. So now you're seeing this with a lot of your sons, and other communities are coddling their boys to the point where these women think they're at war with the men, right? That we're at war with the men, and it's our time to take them. What is it? Kill the beast while he's wounded. Like, and it's like, that's a bad idea. That's a really, really, really bad idea. Same thing with feminism. Like, right now, it looks to me as if black women in particular, they want out, but they don't want to say they want out. See, now they want to just say, you black men need to do X, Y, Z, to get us out of this situation that we got ourselves into. And you see non-black women diving headfirst into the old black woman's thing. Like, we don't need y'all. We strong and independent. We don't need no non-black men. We could do this all by ourselves. Y'all about to hit. And you see these non-black guys like, I got you, pimp. Don't worry about it. I'm finna unleash the Kraken on y'all. And, a lot of y'all having these issues, like, these guys don't want to marry us. These guys don't want to be around us. These guys think we're evil. These guys, I want these guys' attention, but me too. Like, now sisters are looking for, we have to find love anywhere. And one of the reasons why y'all don't necessarily find love outside of the black community is because the same groups of people who are benefiting from this had a plan this stuff. So their families and their communities know they plan for you to be this messed up. So for them to be with you on the back end is not just a racial thing. It's not just a societal taboo. It's also pride. Like, we created this failure of a woman. We created a plan to make this woman a failure if she took the bait. She took the bait. Now she's a failure of a woman, and now I'm going to be with her. That makes me look bad because now I'm with the failure that I created. You get what I'm saying? But these other groups of women, that's what they trying to do the same. That's what, when they're looking for out of their community and talk to a man that's not of their race or ethnicity. That's what that is too. But it's a different dichotomy between men and women. The community thing, like these drug laws. Oh, now weed needs to be legalized. Oh, we need to legalize all these drugs. Oh, opium isn't that bad. What happened to weed being the gateway drug? What happened to this is your brain? This is your brain on drugs. Any question? What happened to, mandatory minimums? Oh, you changed the color. We don't want to break up these families and break up these people, but to see what they're doing differently, which I was saying that makes it worse, is these people don't have any consequences for their actions. So they're not going to go to jail. And they didn't go to jail back in the day. They would go to rehab and get slaps on the wrist. They might chop down the dope that they had to put it at a misdemeanor amount and give you the felony. You get what I'm saying? If you was black. But now the problem of having a society of people who got slaps on the wrist is they're emboldened to the point that they're completely out of their minds. So now their communities are collapsing in massive chunks. It's not a systematic small breakdown here, small breakdown here. No. Because they've let so much stuff slide because we were the lab rats that now they don't. This is why this country is not prepared to compete in a global economy. Because guess what? You set yourself up for failure. And to be the orchestrator of all of this destruction, and then be destroyed by it because you didn't plan for it to happen to you, seems very idiotic, but very understandable. So, you know, we're the lab rats in this country, you know, just like with the men. Like, I see we're rebuilding even online. We're supporting each other. We're going out our way to just do the small things to build a rapport. And just like the ladies, you know, who they want empires overnight, but you can't have an empire without taking a small step. So that's part of the reason why we just can't even bother with them half of the time, because, you know, I want a castle. You can't even sweep a floor in a studio apartment. How you gonna handle a castle? You know, but and that attitude has trickled down into other communities. And now you see the women starting to break up in factions and splitting, like, yo, I can't rock with all of this stuff we doing. You know, and the guys, the same thing with the criminal mentality of the good guys and the bad guys, and guys have separated and guys have already split their split off into their factions. We've already done that. That's happening for years. So you go around certain communities, you're gonna see certain type of guys. And what's happening now is because we were the lab rats. Also, we're, you know, this country put us behind the 8 ball, but now we're ahead of the curve. Because all the destruction that our community has went through, we're at the back end of it. We're coming out of that tunnel while everybody's going into it, and everybody else doesn't have the mental capacity, the intestinal fortitude, and the heart to get through it the way we did, because we went through it in more of a harsh sense than they did, you know. So being a lab rat wasn't cool, because historically, you know, when it comes to even the medical part of it, that's part of the reason why people got on heroin so bad, because they wouldn't prescribe black people opioids because of their biases. So they subscribed it to everybody else, and now these people high as a kite. You know, now there are people in these nice suburbs on heroin, coke, crack, and meth, like it ain't nothing. And weed, of course. And because you go to any liquor store in a suburban area, you find these people buying boatloads of liquor. So it ain't, and you wonder how you drink so much. What the hell is going on with y'all? Because that's what's happening. You know, the collapse of their society. Like they're starting to have to live a life without of the life of abundance and access is coming to an end. So now they're living in maintaining. And when they drop down that level, now they're seeing people who are not like them, and people who look like me rising, and it's causing a lot of uncertainty and angst and anger, jealousy, and the pressure is mounting. You know, because now the American way was always living off of other people's labor, and now you got a group of mainstream America, or people who are under the umbrella of the ideology of mainstream America, who have no skills, no work ethic, and nothing to offer the world, and all they know is being American. And now they see the weight of the world is about to crush them. So, you know, this is what I think about us being the lab rats of America. I mean, I might get into it more in depth on another occasion. I don't know yet. We out.